This is a very simple image of a lithium atom. Lithium atom is located here on the periodic table where it says number 3. That number 3, you see, shows that this is the number of protons, not electrons, but protons. So this lithium 3, in this image, you see 3 protons, 1, 2, and then the third one. But this lithium is neutral, meaning it has the same amount of the protons. So there are 3 positives, and then there are 3 negatives, and the electrons are indicated by negative, hence having this neutral lithium. What about this image? This image shows 3 protons and 2 electrons. So what atom is this? Well, this is still lithium because it has 3 protons. See? 3 protons. But it only has 2 electrons. Well, that means there are 3 positives and then there's only 2 negatives. So the net of this would be 1 positive greater, and so we would write this lithium as either Li plus or lithium plus 1. So either way you can write it for lithium, and this is considered to be a cation right here. Why is it a cation? Any positive charged atom that is formed by losing an electron, so it lost 1 electron, we consider them as a cation. Let's take a look at a different example, an oxygen. Oxygen, in the periodic table, there are 8 protons. It shows you the atomic number as 8. So here, I know it's hard to see, but there are some behind. There are 8 protons. That means there's 8 positive. If you count all of the electrons here, there are 8 electrons. So 8 electrons. So positive 8, negative 8, that equates to 0, and that's a neutral compound, so neutral atom, so hence oxygen, and there's no charge associated with it. What about for this oxygen over here? This oxygen has 8 protons, since it's an oxygen, but electrons, there are 10 of them, so it has gained 2 electrons. So there's 10 electrons that are negative, so 10 negatives and 8 positives. So in net, it would be 2 negative 2 in net. So we write this atom as O minus 2 or O2 minus. So the negative sign could go front or the back. Whether it's positive or negative, it doesn't matter. It could go in the front of the number or back of the number. Now, this is not a positive charge, but a negative charge. So something like this would be called an anion, a negative ion formed by gaining electron. It gained 2 electrons, so it became a negative charge. The entire atom became a negative charged ion. Let's do a learning check. List the number of protons, electron in the following ions. Remember, proton number never changes. Let's try the first one, chlorine. Cl in the periodic table is located right here, number 17. So if number 17, we would write that proton has a number of 17 positives, okay? What about the number of electrons? Well, if you look at this chlorine, it has a charge of -1. If it has a charge of -1, what does that mean? How much electron does this need to have in order so that the whole thing has -1 charge overall? It needs to have 18, okay? 17 positive and 18 negative, that equates to overall 1 more negative, right? So because of that, it needs to have 18 electron in order for this whole entire atom to have a neutral charge, has a charge of -1. Let's try calcium, and you try it and come back and check the key. And so for calcium, we have 20 protons. It's located on the atomic number 20 and 18 electrons, so 2 less in order to gain that positive 2 charge calcium. In the next learning check, it's asking for how many proton, neutron, and electrons for the isotope symbol like this, 109 silver plus. Let's take one at a time. If you recall, silver, let's take a step back. Silver, let's go find silver in the periodic table. Silver is number 47. So what does that mean? What can get filled right here? The proton is 47 because the number of atomic number and the proton number is the same. Now let's go into electron. How many electrons? Has an overall net charge of +1, okay? So that means that electron should be one less of 47, so 46 electrons. What about neutron? Okay, this corner number here, that's the mass number. So that mass number is equal to the proton number plus the neutron. And we know mass number is 109 at the moment and the proton is 47. So we're solving for N. So what is N? 62. So there are 62 neutrons. Okay, you're going to try this one and come back and check the key. And here is the key. In the periodic table, there is a trend, especially for the main group elements. The main group elements are located in row 1A, 2A, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8A. The very last row, they're going to have no charge associated with them. But the row 1A here, this row has a positive 1 charge, meaning that's their tendency. They don't like to exist as just lithium, Li, but lithium plus. For magnesium, they like to exist as +2. So this row is assigned +2. Then +3, skip, -3, -2, -1. But not everything is assigned in that row with that charge. For example, for -3 here, it only applies just up to arsenic. And then over here, when it gets into the metalloids and the metal, it does change into positive and there's multiple of them. So it doesn't apply to everything, but the general trend is +1, +2, +3, then -3, -2, and then -1. And the very last row, 0 charge. So with that in mind, let's do a learning check. State the charge each element typically gets as an ion. Does the charge indicate they lost or gained electrons? So let's try magnesium. Magnesium is on number 12 right here, and it falls under +2 charge. So that's +2 charge. That's what they typically get as an ion. So +2 means that they have lost 2 electrons. Lost 2 electrons. Let's try fluorine. Fluorine is here. When it's in its ionic form, it's going to have -1 charge. What does that mean for losing or gaining electron? That means it has gained 1 electron. So you try for boron and come back and check the key. And here's the key.